Hello, I'm Miko and welcome to my channel. On this channel I talk about gothy things and just things I like. So if you want to hang out with me, feel free to like and subscribe. And before we start, I have a little announcement. You will notice if you were here before that I have a new art avatar. It was made by my friend Omega Magus. He does art and Twitch streaming, and right now he's doing an evil playthrough of Baldur's Gate 3, so if that sounds fun to you, I will put his channel link in the description box below. And today's video is also a little bit different. You know, we're doing new art, new kind of content, so today we're doing a little concert review. As I mentioned in my Sisters of Mercy Hates Being Called Goth video, I went to go see them this past week. With every band comes a time when they get up there in their age and their performances start to decline. Formed in 1977, the Sisters of Mercy are starting to get to that point, so how did they do? How was the show? Is it worth it to see the Sisters of Mercy in 2024? I will be breaking this review up into 3 parts, the first being the opening band, Blaqk Audio, then the Sisters, and finally the merchandise. Blaqk Audio is an American electronic music duo consisting of Davey Havok and Jade Puget from AFI. I went into this not expecting a whole lot, mostly due to their background in emo-core, and I had also listened to some of Blaqk Audio on Spotify, and I just wasn't really impressed, but oh my gosh, they are so great live. Davey Havok has such a clear and strong voice, coupled with his eclectic dance moves and shining personal style. He captured the whole audience with his moves and his grooves. Jade's electronic mixing was so on point and at the perfect volume to really let Davey's voice take center stage. And Davey was, of course, so charismatic. He even danced on the bar of the venue, which was super fun. I do wish they used more stage lighting to help illuminate Davey more, and even with the bright and sparkly outfit, I think they could have dimmed the lighting a little bit more, especially when Davey went into the crowd. It was really hard to keep track of him. So I think with lower lighting and the use of spotlights, it would have fixed that problem. The lighting that they were using was like club style lighting, mostly with flashing red and flashing green. And although the video looks rather dark, it was actually a lot brighter inside of the venue. The reason that it does look very dark is because I was hiding behind a pole and a curtain so that my phone wouldn't bother other concert goers. But the audio quality, which should be the focus of a band that's just starting out, even if they have such an amazing background as AFI, is the main focus of the band and should be the main focus of the band, and that was very strong. So overall, I think they were a great opener. And so my final rating is going to be 5 out of 5 stars for stage presence, 5 out of 5 stars for sound quality, 2 out of 5 stars for lighting, and 2 out of 5 stars for atmosphere. And atmosphere only scored that high because Davey was very fun. And now to the main act, the Sisters of Mercy. Their lineup for their 2024 tour consisted of Andrew Eldridge, the lead vocalist, of course, Ben Christo on guitars and backing vocals, Kai on guitar and backing vocals, and Dr. Avalanche on drums, keyboard, and bass. I had heard going into it based on reviews of their 2023 tour that the Sisters were really just not good anymore, but I was pleasantly surprised. The critiques that I had heard of the Sisters Mercy before were that Andrew Eldridge basically just had the symptoms of getting old, like not being able to walk around quite as much and being kind of hard to hear. And because of that, the backup vocals by Christo were absolutely overpowering. And don't get me wrong, they could have stood to turn up the vocals, but I think everyone's mic needed to be turned up a little bit, except Kai, because Kai was great. I did do a listen to the old Sisters of Mercy concert videos and their music beforehand, and I think that Eldridge has always been just like a little soft in some of his songs, so I think that just has been amplified by old age. But I could still hear him, and I'll insert a little bit of one of the songs here so that you can kind of hear how loud he was. But the sound quality of the guitars and the bass were great. Kai and Christo did wonderful on their guitars, they were on time for everything and did their backing vocals. I did so enjoy that there's just a guy to be Dr. Avalanche, and you really didn't see him move unless he was adjusting his posture or playing one of the two piano parts, which, I don't know, I just thought that was funny. I thought that was, like, charming in its own way. Commitment to the bit, you know? I think the set list was solid. They played some of their larger songs, but included some of their lesser known tracks as well. I thought the flow of the songs was excellent and didn't ever feel bored or like it was a sudden shift between songs. However, they did cut some of the songs short, like Temple of Love. That was a little disappointing for me because that's my favorite song, but I can only imagine it's like a stamina thing for Eldritch since he is getting up there. That's my guess, I obviously can't speak for him. Lucretia and My Reflection and This Corrosion were the encore tracks, which we were cheering a good 5 minutes before they came back on, but I think that was a smart move to put their most popular songs at the end because you know that people, when they hear their favorite song, they leave afterwards, and I'm guilty of that. I do it a lot. I do it so I can get out of the parking lot at the end. So I think it did work out for them because the whole crowd stayed until the end. But I thought it was really ironic when Eldritch came out for the encore, he said, "Be careful what you wish for," because the parking lot was terrible afterwards. Although really outside of that, Eldritch didn't talk very much the whole show. Mostly he just spent his time wandering back and forth between Christo and Kai. Although every once in a while you got a taste of his fun, quirky old man energy.
I do not do chit-chat.
I loved his little gestures that he did. I found them super charming. I'm not sure if you've ever watched it, but here on YouTube there's a video titled Sisters of Mercy Out of Context, and it's basically a compilation of just silly Andrew Eldritch things, and he has kept that same energy after all this time, just little poses that are so very fun. I think out of everyone, Christo had the strongest stage presence, but I'm not sure if that was because of his hair or not. Kai was very focused on her guitar work, but when she wanted to, she could really steal the show. I noticed that when Eldritch went back and forth across the stage, he spent a lot more time on the left-hand corner of the stage hanging with Christo. I'm not sure if that was just because it was his favorite spot, or it was because that was where the water was. The only other explanation is that they had set up a larger backlight that created a dark silhouette behind Christo on that side of the stage, and Eldritch did seldomly partake in the glorious backlight, so if you're gonna go see them on tour, head slightly left so that you can still see Eldritch. But speaking about the backlight, let's talk about the lighting. I loved the lighting. The long strings gave a glitch effect that wasn't overpowering. I hate it when sometimes you go to a show and they seem dead set on blinding you. But not the sisters. They kept it classy with sparing use of the aforementioned backlighting, and the lights change color for every song, which is a good way to keep track of the songs for the musicians and make it a little more interesting for the audience. I just wish they had more fog machines. I feel like those would have created the perfect atmosphere. We always associate goth with being dark and moody, which I think the music brings in on its own, but that little extra touch always helps. There was the option to meet Eldritch after the show if you purchased VIP tickets, but I did not do that because I went with my friends, and there's always that one friend who gets a little drunk, so you could say I just thought ahead. But overall, I'm going to rate the Sisters of Mercy's stage presence as a 4 out of 5 stars because we love old man energy. I will rate their sound a 4 out of 5 because I could still hear Eldritch, at least in the show I went to. This could have changed later down the tour. But the guitars were great. I absolutely love the instrumentals. I'm going to give the lighting a 5 out of 5 because, I don't know, I just love those string lights. I thought they were great. I'm going to give the atmosphere a 3 out of 5 stars. Because when I go to a goth show, I like to not even be able to see my musicians through the fog machines. And now onto the merchandise. I did pick up merch. It was expensive, so before you go buying, is it worth it, and how is the quality? Both bands had similar quality merchandise consisting of t-shirts and hoodies. I got a hoodie, my friends got t-shirts and hoodies. We all remarked on how soft they were. It feels like a mix of fleece and polyester, even though it's just polyester fabric. The sizing was closer to men's sizing than unisex, but it is true to size. I personally got 3 sizes too big because I love to swim in my clothes. The sizes range from a small to a 2X, and the printing on the hoodie is nice. It kind of feels like standard printing. So you will have to either flip them inside out or wash them in a wash bag, or both if you plan on wearing the hoodie like as an everyday thing. And don't forget to wash on delicate. I thought that the actual designs on the hoodie were very classic Sisters of Mercy designs. My only gripe is that the tour hoodie did not have the dates on the back, although that may be for the best because I heard Eldritch had already postponed a show after the show that I attended. Best not to commit to the dates on the merch if that's the case. And so overall, I would give the quality a 4 out of 5. It's pretty standard, but still nice. Pricing was also pretty standard, so, 3 out of 5 on pricing. The shirts were $45 each, and the hoodies were $75, so I think it's worth it to pick one up if you're a big fan. And in conclusion, is it worth it to see the Sisters of Mercy in 2024? Yes, although, unless you're a super fan, don't go alone. Go with some friends, sing your hearts out, dance, and have a good time. I think that the sisters held up well over the years, and I'm hoping that's not just because I got Eldritch on a really good night, but I'm always happy to see older bands perform for their fans, because at that point it's just like a labor of passion. They don't have to keep doing it. I recommend keeping a special eye on Eldritch and his old man gestures and just, enjoy yourself. Find the little enjoyments out of it. But that's all for this review. I hope you guys enjoyed yourself. I think that in the future I might do some album reviews as well, especially since The Cure is coming out with a new album, so keep an eye out for that, and I'll catch you next time.